E dey show.
We dey pray.
E dey show.
What God cannot do
Does not exist.
What God cannot do
Does not exist. Indeed, what our God cannot do does not exist. Pastor Jerry, we dey pray and e dey show. It all started in June when my husband came back from his trip. He was down. We all assumed that maybe it could be as a result of the stress from the trip. We were going back and forth to the hospital. Initially, they were diagnosing malaria. He will treat. It now became like a pattern. Today, he will be fine. Some days later, he will be down. We're going back and forth. Not until a friend of ours now advised us that this back and forth we are doing, we should just go and do MRI. Before we did that MRI, my husband started losing balance. He was not now able to stand, nor even walk. So we now went to do the MRI. Pastor Jerry, when we did the MRI, they now said that my husband had brain tumor. I was devastated. I said, brain tumor from where? While we're on the altar of fire. We kept on praying, believing God for miracle, Pastor Jerry. Along the line, the neurosurgeon was like, we needed to carry out the surgery so that we don't delay it too much. That was how they did the surgery. After the surgery, Pastor Jerry, that was when wait started. One of the doctor was so sure that it was glioblastoma. He was like, and this is a very aggressive type, blah blah blah, I should look it up. I was looking it up on Google. What I was seeing was not encouraging at all. We kept on believing God. So after the surgery, they were like, okay, it was going to take 2 weeks for the histology to come out. That 2 weeks, Pastor Jerry, was like the longest 2 weeks that I have experienced in my life. Pastor Jerry, it was not funny. At that point, I was also down health-wise. Everything was just somehow. After the surgery, my husband was in the ICU for some days. When I went to check up on him in the ICU, the doctor was not even asking me, how many children do you have? Pastor Joe, when I heard that question, how many children do you have? That question alone broke me. I was like, could it be that this thing is so serious that they're asking me how many children do I have? She was like, madam, just go and pray. Go and pray so that the result will come out as benign. I said, okay, ma. That's how I went back, Pastor Jerry. Pastor Jerry, guess what? On the 6th of October, while on the altar of fire, you mentioned my husband's case. Pastor Jerry, that day, there is nothing anybody would have told me that it was not my husband's case that you mentioned. You were like glioblastoma had been reversed.
I hear glioblastoma. I hear glioblastoma. If you are the one, put it on the live stream. The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. Glory is here. Glory is here. I command, let it be reversed.
I was like, God, this is for my husband. I claimed it. I prayed with it. I felt one kind of relief that yes, it was sorted. Some days later, they told me, madam, congratulations, the result was out. I was like, oh, thank God, benign. They said it is not benign. I was like, what is it? They said it was an abscess. It was not a tumor. I was like, I don't understand. We did MRI. They said tumor. They operated him, did the brain surgery. They removed whatever they wanted to remove. And they now said it was no longer a tumor, that it was now an abscess. Pastor Jerry, there is nothing anybody that will tell me. God reversed everything. When you said glioblastoma had been reversed, Pastor Jerry, indeed, it was reversed. They came back and told us that it was an abscess. Pastor Jerry, what they saw before, they did not see it again. Pastor Jerry, this is my evidence. This is my evidence. It did not end the way the devil planned it. What our God cannot do does not exist. Pastor Jerry, this is the man that they did brain surgery on. 3 months today. Pastor Jerry, no seizure, no memory loss, nothing. He's coherent, everything is fine.
I'm that man that God showed mercy.
What our God cannot do
does not exist.
Pastor Jerry, say hallelujah. What our God cannot do does not exist.
And the evidence of what God cannot do
does not exist. Pastor Jerry, thank you so much, Pastor Jerry. Thank you for everything, Pastor Jerry. Thank you for standing in the gap for us. What God cannot do does not exist.